Good morning, everybody. I am so excited that you are all here. Um, ah, Today is an amazing day with New Biome. So I am Kathy Schultz. I am the VP of Marketing for the Americas. For those of you who are new here, if I don't know you, it is so good to be here with you on our Facebook page talking about the New Biome clinical trials. Now, New Biome is not a new product. We've had it for a few years. It's one of our top products, but we just recently got some new clinical results, and we are so excited to share those with you. I need you all to know that these clinical claims and results are for the US market only. We do sell New Biome in most of our Americas markets. These claims are only approved for the US market. Please do not use them in Latin America or in Canada. We are working as closely as we can with the regulatory and governments there. We will get you claims for those markets as soon as we can, but right now, US only. So follow the rules so that we can make amazing statements. If you don't follow the rules, then we can't do this stuff. So you can all commit to me that you're going to follow the rules, okay? All right, next one for me is I want to kick this off with Tanner Gibb. If you guys don't know Tanner, he is the best. He is one of our scientists here at New Skin. And every time that you guys ask me a really hard question, it's Tanner that I go to. Even though he tells me sometimes, Kathy, that's not my job, he still answers my questions. He's the Pharmanex expert, and he is going to teach us all about this and introduce the New Biome clinical studies that we just got the results back for. Tanner, take it away.
Awesome. Thanks, Kathy. Happy to answer all of your questions, by the way. So if you ever get a good answer from Kathy, I'll take a little bit of credit from it. So that being said, so for those who don't know me, yeah, I've been with the company for 15 years now. I love what I do. I'm a science trainer. And today I have some exciting stuff to go over with you today. So let's go to the next slide and introduce the topic. We're talking about New Biome. And before I jump into the new clinical study that we just did on bloating, and yes, we saw some really nice benefits, I want to remind you of what New Biome is all about, okay? So just a quick refresher for those who are not familiar with this product. New Biome is a product that has a unique blend of ingredients. So we have XOS, or xylo-oligosaccharide. This is a prebiotic. Now, just to give you an analogy of what prebiotics are, think of a fertilizer for a plant to help it grow, nourish, strength, etc. Prebiotics are kind of the fuel and the nutrients for our microbiome. So these are powerful nutrients that help to support that healthy balance of all the different microbes that we have that live inside of our gut. In addition, we have a postbiotic called BPL1. We have pomegranate, which is a very powerful antioxidant. We have chromium. And then we have two different versions, right? We have the caffeine-free and the one with caffeine. The one that we did in this clinical study was the one without caffeine. But just as a refresher, this product is amazing as is, right? It's supporting that healthy balance of the microbes inside of the gut, right? For microbiome support and health. It's supporting healthy digestion. It's supporting bowel regularity. And it's supporting good antioxidant protection. So it was already amazing, but we're adding to this with a new clinical study on bloating, okay? So the rationale for this study is we heard your feedback. We heard you. They said, hey, Kathy, Tanner, Buck, etc. I'm seeing a benefit on bloating. Can we go out there and make this claim? And we went out and looked at the research that existed in the literature on the ingredients in our formulas at their doses, and we could not support that claim. And we said, you know what? We wish you could. We believe you in your results, in what you're experiencing on this incredible effect. However, we can't point to a study of these individual ingredients to support that claim until today. So let's get into this and talk about this new clinical study. So we have this study design. This is a third party. This is not a study that was done in-house. This is a third party, double-blind, placebo-controlled study. We had 52 healthy adults between the ages of 20 to 60 who routinely experienced GI discomfort, specifically bloating, and they received either the placebo or New Biome caffeine-free, which contains the XOS, the BPL1, the pomegranate, and the chromium. And this was a 4-week clinical study with a challenge or test meal that was given at baseline and 4 weeks. Let me explain that challenge meal really quick. This meal, and if you can guess, right, if you had to guess, what is a meal that we could provide subjects that might induce some bloating? Drum roll, please. Pizza, okay? We gave them 2 slices of large cheese pizza as this challenge meal at the beginning of the study and at the end of the study to see how the product compared to the placebo would perform on all of the different attributes related to bloating, including waist circumference, right? If you've experienced this in your own life, you eat something and you're like, my tummy just got a little bit bitter, right? It extends a little bit out. My waist circumference got a little bit bigger. You have that abdominal distension-like effect or the bloating effect from eating that meal. We wanted to see if we could curb some of that with new Biome. So let's go to the next slide. And these results are absolutely fantastic, okay? So we measured waist circumference, right? In other words, how big the tummy is before and after this meal. So when you look at baseline, that we're looking at the change in waist circumference. This is in centimeters, but I'll translate that into inches. At baseline, there's no change because that's your beginning starting point. However, after that first baseline challenge meal, so they only took the product one time, and then after the meal, 1 hour later, you can see a reduction of a little bit more than 2 centimeters, which is almost an inch reduction in the waist after one use and one test meal. Incredible. And you compare that to the placebo group that actually had an increase in their waist circumference. Moving on to 2 weeks, you see continual improvement. And then 4 weeks, again, we gave them a test meal, right? The same slices of two slices of cheese pizza. And you can see a continual reduction or better results over time in that reduced waist circumference measurement. It got to over 5 centimeters, which is a little bit more than 2 inches lost on their tummy. So an incredible finding there in terms of the difference and the benefit that new Biome is providing on this good indicator of bloating. And you can contrast that with the placebo group, where they actually see a steady increase over time, where the bloating continues to get worse if they're not really addressing it. So let's go to the next slide. This is a different way of looking at some of the same data. You can see that the difference in waist circumference, right, at baseline after that test meal, and then after 4 weeks of taking the product after the test meal, you can see some really, really nice changes, right? Instead of the line graph, we have these columns. However, I want to point your attention there to the right. You can see that 100% of the new Biome group experienced a reduction in waist circumference after just one use. So just one use of the product, there's an immediate benefit, okay? However, after 4 weeks, it was 93% that experienced continued significant reduction in waist circumference from bloating after that 4-week time period. I went back and looked at the data because overall people are improving and they're seeing a smaller waist circumference after the meal. Just for those few individuals that didn't see that continued improvement, I actually looked at it. When you compare their week 4 to week 4 post-meal data, they actually still did experience a benefit. So even after 4 weeks, every single person in the new Biome group either had no increase in waist circumference or a neutral effect or a reduced waist circumference measurement. So there's better results over time the longer that you take it, and you just see incredible bloating improvement, right, to that response. The one thing I want to address here as well is that, look at the placebo group. Look at how they increase in their waist circumference, right? If they're not addressing it for people that have bloating on a regular basis, it's probably getting worse. And even if we would have seen, like, just hypothetically speaking, let me just translate how powerful these findings are. Because we know that the test meal induces bloating, had the new Biome group been less of an increase compared to the placebo, let's say even the waist circumference went up a little bit, that still would have been a benefit in reducing bloating. The fact that we're seeing a reduced waist circumference is a very compelling and a very powerful finding in how incredible this unique blend is on helping with that reduced waist circumference as pretty much the best indicator of bloating inside of the body. So So let's go to the next slide. In addition to these waist circumference measurements, we also looked at these questionnaires asking about different aspects of bloating. And this one was looking at the severity of bloating, right? Or how severe the bloating symptoms are. And you can see in the new biome group on the left-hand side, we have baseline versus week 2 and week 4. And you can see at baseline, nobody had the none, right? They all had either mild or moderate symptoms. A few had severe. In addition, you see some changes at week 2, and then at week 4, everybody in the new biome group, they were either in the none to the mild. So the severity is reducing overall of bloating in the new biome group, right? And 64% of subjects reported an improvement in how severe those symptoms are over time. So really incredible with easing the severity of bloating symptoms in the new biome group. You contrast that with the placebo group, and you can actually see a really not much of a change. If anything, it's actually getting a little bit worse. I mean, look at that severe column of symptoms of bloating in the placebo group. You can see at baseline, there's not really much there, but after 4 weeks, there's a big increase in the percent of subjects who report severe bloating. So it's actually getting worse, even though a few did report improvement. The general trend is actually getting worse and more severe for the placebo group. So once again, showing that contrasting difference between new biome and actually supporting a bloating benefit versus a placebo, which was actually Crystal Light in this study, that obviously doesn't have these active ingredients, and it's not helping to address bloating. Let's go to the next slide. So what about the number of days that people have bloating? So this was a frequency questionnaire that we did where we asked them how many days they had symptoms of bloating or distension, which is the abdominal distension where the waist circumference goes out, over the past 7 days. And after 2 weeks, there was a 40% reduction compared to baseline. After 4 weeks, there was a 65% reduction in the frequency of bloating compared to baseline. In absolute numbers, this is a difference of about 2 days per week. So in the new biome group, they all began the study with about 3 days per week where they said they had some kind of bloating symptoms or distension of their tummy. And then that went down to about 1 day per week. So they're almost losing 2 days per week in which they have any bloating symptoms just from their day-to-day life. So really incredible findings. You contrast that with the placebo group, and what are they seeing? They're seeing the opposite effect, right? They're seeing that the bloating frequency actually increased instead of decreased like we saw in the new biome group. Next slide. This is part of the same group of questionnaires that we did, looking at specific aspects and looking at abdominal discomfort and abdominal bloating. So in these 2 different graphs, what we did is we gave them a scale in this questionnaire and said, hey, you know, rate your abdominal discomfort on a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is none, so no symptoms, and 10 is the worst, okay? And at baseline, you can see they rated themselves on average 2.66 for abdominal discomfort. However, at the end of the study, right, by week 4, that was reduced to 0.96, which is a 64% reduction in abdominal discomfort. So consumers, right, in this study, or the participants, are noting a reduction in the discomfort that they have in their abdominal area by the end of the study. Once again, looking at abdominal bloating, there is a 55% reduction in abdominal bloating from these self-reported questionnaires. So in addition to the raw data that we have seeing the benefits, consumers are also noting a benefit. And self-perception in this case is actually really good, because it gives us a good indicator that in addition to measurements that we can look at as scientists, consumers or the participants notice the benefit as well, right? We've looked at severity, we've looked at discomfort and bloating, we've looked at the number of days, and we're not done yet. Let's go to the next slide. Other findings that we had from this clinical study is actually looking at how quickly they experience ease from bloating, right? So just any kind of relief from some of the symptoms that they're experiencing related to bloating. And in this study, what we saw was that 75% of subjects taking the new biome experienced some kind of ease of bloating within an hour. compared to 0% in the placebo group. So I've actually looked at the data for this study, and it's actually 100% if you move it out to 3 hours, where they all experience some kind of ease of relief of the bloating symptoms, compared to 0% in the placebo group. In the placebo group, the numbers were all over the place. And in fact, a lot of the people in the placebo group are like, never, none, I didn't get any relief, right? They didn't experience that benefit versus New Biome, where it's a very quick ease of bloating symptoms after they take the product, most of them within an hour. So really, really cool immediate findings that we see from this data. Let's go to the next slide. So there was an end of study questionnaire. So after they finished the 4 weeks, we said, hey, do you know what? Compared to baseline, what was your experience like? And as you can see here on the board, after 4 weeks of taking New Biome, 86% of the subjects agreed that New Biome helped to ease bloating after meals. That's amazing. 75% of subjects agreed New Biome calmed bloating quickly. So there's a quick and effective relief. 82% of subjects taking New Biome reported experiencing a reduction in bloating. 68% of subjects taking New Biome reported experiencing an improvement in digestive health and well-being. I actually really like that finding there, because there is a connection between the gut and the microbiome and bloating, but also how these factors impact overall digestive health and even well-being, right? Well-being is that, hey, look, maybe I feel a little bit more comfortable going out, and eating different foods and being with my friends and family, and just overall well-being of how you feel on a day-to-day basis. So last but not least is 82% of the subjects taking New Biome reported experiencing less digestive discomfort. So these findings are incredible, especially when you compare them to the placebo group, right? The poor people that got assigned to the placebo group, they're like, man, 0% of them agreed with any of these statements, which is an incredible finding when you compare that to all of the findings that we had in this study. Usually there can be a large placebo effect where people believe that it's actually helping them anyway, but they weren't noting a difference, which actually shows you the unique value of the blend in New Biome, being able to support an incredible new benefit, benefits, I should say, many, many new benefits on top of the already existing benefits that we had with New Biome. So let's go to the next slide. These are some of the new claims that we get to use with this New Biome brand new clinical study, right? Helps support ease of bloating discomfort, supports quick and effective easing of bloating, helps support a reduction in the days of bloating, helps support a reduction in severity of bloating, supports a reduction in digestive discomfort, helps provide continual improvement in bloating when used consistently. In other words, better results over time when you use it as directed on a daily basis. Supports a reduction in waist circumference related to bloating, and we have those numbers as well. And then much, much more. These to me are just some of the highlights of the new claims that we get because of this brand new clinically studied formula. In fact, that's a new claim in and of itself, right? Before it was just a unique proprietary blend to Nu Skin. Now it's a clinically proven formula that provides unique benefits that are going to be incredible. And hopefully we can use this to really take off in sales and really help more people out in the world who really need this. So let's go to the next slide. So a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? And these are photos from the clinical study. This is one subject. And you can see in this picture, look at baseline right there over on the left. This is your starting point. After just one use of New Biome, look at that immediate benefit or difference that you can see in the reduction in bloating. And then you compare that to 4 weeks of using the product, you can see visually better results over time in terms of that reduction in bloating. I can see that drastic change in waist circumference when you compare the baseline to week 4, and even seeing some immediate differences and immediate changes as well. Let's go to the next slide. I wanted you to see someone that was not taking new Biome. So this is somebody in the placebo group. And what are we seeing? Well, it's the opposite effect, okay? You're not seeing a reduction in bloating. In fact, you're seeing increase in bloating over time. I mean, look at the baseline, compare that to one use where you can see a little bit of an increase in the waist circumference. And then after 4 weeks, there is a larger increase in waist circumference that you can actually see visually there when you compare week 4 to baseline. So keep in mind, this is in the placebo group. They didn't have the benefit of the product. Those poor people that were in the placebo group, they were probably begging and saying, hey, why didn't I get picked to be in the new Biome group? Because the new Biome group saw some absolutely incredible results. Let's go to the next slide. With this, I actually think I'm going to wrap it up and just really say that these findings from a science perspective are absolutely incredible, especially when you consider that we did not see any kind of data in the literature from these individual ingredients to support this benefit. To me, what that says is that there is really some unique science to the blend of these ingredients in being able to support these brand new, very, very exciting claims to really enhance the overall benefits and experience and the way that we message new Biome to the world. So with that, let me stop and turn it back over to you, Kathy.
Tanner, quickly, before you mute yourself and remove yourself, I'm going to ask 2 quick questions that came in the chat. Is there a specific time of day that people need to take this? Like, does it need to be like the same time every day, or first thing in the morning, or close to a meal, or is there anything they need to know with that?
You know, it's a great question. In the clinical study, we just said, hey, take it daily to make sure that you get the full benefits. So there's a lot of flexibility in how you take it. However, that said, look, if you're someone and you know you're going to eat a meal that you're probably going to regret, you know, like hamburgers and fries, pizza, things that are known to induce bloating, because from this clinical study, we see that immediate and effective relief of bloating symptoms and that waist circumference benefit, it might be better to take it when you know you're going to have one of those meals. That said, there's flexibility. Take it whenever you want, but keep that in mind.
But take it every day, whether it's the exact same time of the day or not. The long-term, not long-term, but the 4-week results are from taking it daily, just once a day kind of thing. Perfect. I didn't want to tell you this, but there were several people that asked if there was going to be a different flavor, but watermelon. But I know your answer to that. It's a marketing decision, not a science decision.
Well,
So.
it is a marketing decision, but look, I think it's important for everyone to understand. Look, we could make a million different flavors of a product, but then you have to manufacture all these different batches of the same product, and it usually doesn't like double or triple or quadruple sales, right? So the flavor that we have, but let me tell you something about the flavor that we have. We did a lot of testing and a lot of experimenting with different flavors and different sweeteners. And I really do believe that we nailed it. Because look, everyone's preference is a little bit different. We get that. We understand that. But in our testing that we did, almost everybody enjoyed the flavor and found it to be really, really good. For the very few that are different,
that's on them. That's on them. Like, we studied the flavor, Tanner. I'm just kidding.
We did. Well, and you know what? Maybe my recommendation for someone who's like, it's not my favorite flavor, you can still get the benefits of the product and maybe mix it into something, mix it into some food, some shake, you know, a smoothie, something else, so you can still get the benefits. And then it adds to the flavor of whatever you're adding it to. I know a lot of people do that with their protein shake, and they're like, ooh, it adds a little, you know, citrusy, strawberry, raspberry, lemon flavor to it. And it really adds this nice touch to it. And a lot of people find that works for them.
I love it. You guys, Tanner is the best. Thank you, Tanner, for this and for doing the clinical and like, I know there's nothing you did to get these results aside from making an amazing product. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you so much, Tanner. Okay, now it is my privilege to introduce. So now we're going to kind of tell you what we're going to do for you to help you understand how you can use these clinicals safely and effectively to sell your products. And I want to bring on my newest team member for you guys to meet. She is my marketing manager for North America, Anna Caldwell. She is amazing. So Anna, give them the whole scoop of what they can do.
Thank you so much, Kathy. I'm so excited to be here today and talk about New Biome, one of my favorite products. So we have some exciting updates for you with the new claims. So let's get into it. So now that we have these approved claims that you can make and these clinical results, we want to be really clear about what you can and can't say, because we want to keep everyone in a safe zone. And this particularly is crucial for social media and sharing your testimonials or your experience with New Biome. So we'll get into some do's and don'ts. So for do's, this is what Tanner was talking about, these specific claims that we have. And this is the approved wording that you'll see. It's a clinically proven formula. It's going to support reduction in bloating, especially related to food intake. You will see continual improvement of bloating when you use it daily. We saw that with the 4 weeks. And lastly, it's going to help support a reduction in waist circumference related to bloating. So that distended stomach, that's what we're talking about. What we don't want to talk about is causes weight loss. This is not a weight loss supplement, and we want to make that really clear. We don't make claims about cramps or IBS, stomach conditions, that kind of medical stomach discomfort. We don't talk about reducing food cravings or improving mood. So make sure that when you're sharing this or you're posting, that you're not getting into any of these claims and you're just sticking with the bloating claims, which the bloating claims are amazing. So there's plenty to talk about there. There's plenty to show, in addition to all the other great benefits that we have for New Biome with the pre and postbiotics and the microbiome support. So this is an example that will show you what's approved versus not approved. So in this first one, we use all the approved language, the pre and postbiotics, and quick and effective for reducing bloating. So a really great story there. I think this could be a really good opportunity to talk about your personal experience. We've seen a lot of great posts with body confidence and how they just feel and look better, and it's giving them the little boost that they need to go out there for the summer season. So there's a lot of great stories that we're so excited to see. And just one more time, what we don't want to see is this helped me lose so much weight. Look at how much smaller I am. Look at how big my pants are. Let's stay in the approved area because there is so much good content there. And then for the next slide, just stick to what is on the product information page, which will be coming very soon. And we've talked about all the approved claims here. So reference this for approved claims if you want to get running right away. And with that, before and after pictures. So we have these amazing clinical photos that you saw earlier from Tanner, and those will be available to share and to post. For your own before and afters, we are asking that you please submit them to us for legal compliance approval. And you may be familiar with this with the Renew Spa. So the process previously was a little bit clunky and a little bit difficult. And so we took the effort to make sure that it is much simpler because we want to be able to get as many of your before and afters as possible because they are so powerful, such a good sharing tool. And so it is all going to be online through a submission form now. So you can scan the QR code here, you can visit the website, and you'll be able to select English, French, Spanish, and then go ahead and you'll be able to read the social sharing guidelines, the testimonial guidelines, input all of your information. And then for this particular product, if you're submitting a before and after, you can just go ahead and select that. And then you'll be able to directly upload your photos, your videos. You'll be able to sign the consent form after you read it and agree, all digitally. So there's nothing else needed once you do this. And then if your photo's approved, it will be available to share on SmugMug. So we can go to the next slide. All right, well, that's all I have for you today. But thank you so much. We're so excited to see you really run with New Biome. It is such an amazing product. And I'm going to pass the time back over to Kathy.
Thanks, Anna. You guys, truly, we are so excited for you to be using all of these products and to be staying in the safe zone so that we can run as fast as possible. One of the things that I want to quickly talk about with New Biome is often we have products that are really tip of the spear customer, first purchase products. And then we have really strong, sticky subscription products. New Biome is a unicorn product, you guys. It is, and these clinicals have proven it. You're going to feel a difference immediately, but it is the best product to be on subscription. It has the little sachets, these little babies you can keep with you. It's really great for using every day. And now that we have that 4-week benefit, it helps as well. So new Biome on subscription, power product, but also it's great for that first time product. So next slide for me, with it being a 30-day supply. Let's go to the next one right here. Subscription and loyalty. Do not forget about this. So it started earlier this month. All subscriptions that are $100 or more, whether it's retail, member, or affiliates purchasing their subscriptions, get free shipping at that $100. Now, New Biome alone is not $100, but the New Biome collagen bundle will get you to that. So you can get free shipping. Girl math, we know how it works. Make sure that people are doing this, or buy 2 bags of New Biome to get that free shipping, and share it with a loved one if you love anyone enough to buy them New Biome. And I hope you do. I hope you all have that person in your life who you love that much. With that, every 3 months that you stay on, now this isn't you now, this is customers. So loyalty is only for customers and members. Free shipping is for everybody, okay? So I need you to understand kind of that difference. So loyalty, anyone who has that $100 3 months in a row subscription will get a $50 voucher. They will get that email to them right now. We're working on a wallet. We're not going to talk about that right now, but then they can try a new product or buy something different. If somebody is above a $250 US order, then they get a $150 voucher. And again, those are 3 consecutive months. So New Biome fits into this story great. Again, it's not going to get you to this threshold. You have to be New Biome Plus for this, but don't forget how powerful our subscription program is. And products on subscription get a 10% discount. So our subscription program is so, so strong, and New Biome fits so, so beautifully into our subscription program. Next slide for me, please. Here is the beautiful work that the team has been doing. Now, this should launch probably by Friday. This is taking a ton of work for our digital web team and our marketing team to do, but you're going to see now our bundles are going to be simplified for you and your customers. So when you come to this, when you see New Biome, you're going to see both options: regular New Biome and caffeine-free New Biome. You're also, like in this particular one where we have the collagen, you can see there are 3 versions of collagen that people can choose from to create that bundle. Now, for this one, when you change between regular and caffeine-free New Biome, that's the same price, nothing will change. If you were changing between powdered and ready-to-drink collagen, there will be a price change that will show up on the product page itself as people are creating that bundle for themselves. But this will simplify everything so that people can make their own decisions. One little side note on this, the clinical study was done on the caffeine-free version, but we can make these claims for both versions. But if anyone ever asks you or reads the clinical study, it was done with the caffeine-free version. The caffeine gives us a little bit of extra smile and energy for the day, but it doesn't impact the clinical studies for that. So you're going to see these bundles. Now, the reason this is taking us a little bit of time and why it isn't up right now and today is because I don't even want to tell you guys how many bundles contain either collagen or New Biome. All of those we're working on fixing these variants for you. This is a huge benefit to us with the new website. We are so excited about this. Another thing to remember as you are sending offers to your customers. So if you go into Stella and you send somebody an offer, if you choose these, they cannot change it. If you send them to your My Site product page, then they can change and do their own selections. So just so that you're aware kind of how that works is if you're on the product page itself, you can make changes. If you are in a cart environment, so if it's a product order, if you've already chosen your subscription, you can't make changes there. You have to go back to the product page to make those changes. Just as a quick FYI on how these product pages will work, but these simplified bundles, oh, they're so good. Okay, next slide for me, please. So here's something that we are getting ready to do, and I'm hoping it's ready by the end of the month. We are going to allow you to add a single serving of this as a sample for one of your customers. So if you are coming in and you are drop shipping somebody a tube of toothpaste, a tanner, a Dramatic Effects, and you want them to try New Biome, we are going to give you the ability to add a single sachet. Now it's going to probably be like $3, which is going to be the price. You know, if you're buying a 30 pack, it's going to be a little bit more expensive than buying each one. We have to make sure that we are doing this very smart. And there will be a card with it that talks about these benefits from a single use. So you will be able to add a sample for your customer orders to try this product before they commit to a subscription. I'm hoping by the end of the month, keep watching on this page and we will make sure that you know, but we are so excited to give you the opportunity to purchase a single sample of this product. Next slide for me, please. We have marketing assets, we have 60-second trainings, we have images, we will have infographics and claims on this, as you can see here. Scan this or go to our Smug Mug account for New Skin Social and go to the New Biome USA. Please remember that these clinicals and these assets are for the US market only. Next slide for me. And we'll also continue adding to these as well. We are working on, you guys heard how different the experts like Tanner talk. We're working on a full gut health science video. New Biome is only one of our gut health products, and gut health for most of us is top of mind as we are trying to be just the best version of ourselves. So you're going to see a gut health science video that goes through all of the gut health, not just the pre and postbiotics and the XOS type ingredients. That will be coming, fingers crossed, by the beginning of June, but keep an eye out for that on how this product will work or how the science around gut health works. Next slide for me, please. You guys, you can go, you can start running these clinicals. Everything is going to be online. You will have the new PIP. Again, please, please, please follow these guidelines. They are so strong. We do not need to go beyond them. Follow the PIP claims. Use the before and afters that are approved, or just a beauty, body confident image like Anna talked about, you know, talking about your personal experience. Again, you have to be very careful, even if it is true, talking about your personal experience. If it is different than the clinical, we don't say that. I know that people have different experiences, but we've got to stick with clinically approved claims. But take it to your personal life of when you're going out to eat, or when you're drinking it in the morning, or when you're mixing it with, I saw different people that mix it with their pre-workout or their collagen, or some of you I know mix it with like sparkling water. Like, talk about things like that and then use these approved claims, build your stories. do send us your before and afters. Remember that the only ones that are going to be approved are at that approved 1 day and 4 week. And really, I don't think any 1 day are going to be easy to see in just a side-by-side image without the clinical study happening. So it will be hard to get some of these through. The 4 week, again, it is a big number, but it's also hard to tell when you don't have somebody measuring the waist circumference and doing this as you're sending it in. We also cannot tell if people are doing other things in addition. So send in your before and afters, but please be very cautious to use appropriate things, appropriate claims. Do not talk about weight loss. I want all of you to commit to me that you are not going to talk about weight loss when you are talking about this product. I want you to take action. I want you to use this product. I want you to love this product as much as I do. I will tell you right now, I do not miss a day on my new Biome. I love this product so much, but please, like, get everybody on here, get your people on subscription, help them understand the benefits of subscription and the new loyalty program. Do that 2 bags or that bundle that we have created for you. But you can go out in the US and you can really start taking action and going now. You guys, let's double new Biome sales. Let's triple it. Let's quadruple it. Whatever we need to do, we're ready to support your behaviors and your sales to customers. Next slide for me, please. As we just wrap up this call, I want to remind everybody that we have live in July. You guys, we have early bird pricing still. We brought back early bird pricing. We want to see you here. We want to be in person with you. I want to see all of you and give you hugs and be in person. It is such an amazing experience. So if you don't have your ticket yet, please get your ticket. It's $199. It's here in Salt Lake, July 25th through the 27th. It will be life-changing for you if you have not been to a convention. And with that, I want to leave you with the convention hype video with the big goodbye and that I love you guys. And I cannot wait to see what you're going to do with this new Biome Clinical. So let's roll the video.
We are all in.